What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Yo, what's poppin'? All my peeps, it is I, your host, the most Renaissance man who always thinks he can, and your champion of the peeps, Patty Pitts, welcoming you back to my house for another edition of the House Show, presented to you by Underground Sports Philadelphia. And contrary to all right, take two, I guess. Camera's correct. Excuse the microphone is correct. It's burped into the camera. What? All right. Let's do it. Yo, what's poppin', all my peeps? It is I, your host, the most Renaissance man who always thinks he can, and your champion of the peeps, Patty Pitts, welcoming you back to my house for another edition of the House Show, presented to you by Underground Sports Philadelphia. And it is, in fact, just me, Patty P, here in the house today. There's nobody, Nadia, in the porch. KB is not with us, as it's just me because the Philly sports are playing in the playoffs. Can't say the same about Boston sports. But Philly's playing in the playoffs, and as we record this, I don't know what happened in the game. So I hope they won. It would just be nice. I hope they won. At least one of the teams won. You know what I mean? Like, both Eagles and Phillies play tonight. It would be nice to, like, all right, if the Eagles lost, maybe the Phillies win, kind of even it out type shit. I can't deal with a sad KB. But anyways, that's a future Pitts problem. You know what present Pitts is all about? Wrestling, baby. That's right. We got a weekend chock full of it. All right, chock full of wrestling with WWE Crown Jewel on Saturday. And if you're in the East Coast, because, I mean, you could be listening to the House Show on numerous places, numerous hemispheres. I don't know. So it's 8 a.m. for East Coast peeps, 5 a.m. for my West Coast peeps, and obviously 8 o'clock prime time in Australia. But yeah, that's what we got on Saturday for WWE. And then it was my Rosebud over on No Nights Off. My favorite thing of the week, Bound for Glory, TNA's WrestleMania, their Super Bowl, this Sunday, 7 p.m. at the Songa Center. I will be in attendance. I'm so excited. I don't think I've been so excited for a wrestling show since Mania 40. So it's going to be really cool. I'm very excited for it. And I said, listen, peeps. If Mike Santana does not walk out of Lowell, Massachusetts as your TNA world champion, we're going to have an issue. I'm going to let you know right the fuck now. we're going to have an issue. All right. Let's not get there. Let's not get there. All right. So we got those two shows this weekend, which is why we switched it up. There's no KB. We got 2 premium live events going on this weekend. And apparently the phone line's down. I don't know. Cap Nonsense was telling me that the phone line's down, so that's why no one was calling in this week. I don't know. So help be the change and leave me a voicemail. Speakpipe.com/official house show. Give me any question you got. All right. We are a wrestling show, but at where I'm at, I want nonsense questions, baby. You know, Captain Nonsense and I love shenanigans, tomfoolery, We're into, so give me all those types of questions and wrestling ones as well. And you can even, make it into a sandwich. You can make it into a nonsense wrestling question. That's what we call a nice sandwich to bring to pits. Speakpipe.com/official house show to leave your voicemails about anything nonsense or wrestling, past, present, and future. All right. We got 2 shows this week. 2 shows this week that we need to discuss. And before we discuss that, I want everyone to take a look at these. All right. It's like, what are you wearing, Pitts? What is this? Yeah, is that a sweatshirt? It is. Sweatshirt they made sleeveless because I want to show the guns. All right. I've been working them out. All right, we're getting buff. Look at that. It's so good. And you know where I got this to make it? WWE Shop. The place for all your authentic WWE apparel, everything from t-shirts, hats, not this one. That's a different company. Hats, spinner belts, title belts. This up there, that's WWE Shop Classic. The other one, not so much. So go to WWE Shop right now. Use our link in the description. All right. If you're watching this on YouTube already, go to the link in that description. If you're listening to on one of our podcasting platforms, Spotify, Apple, the others, go in the description, the show description, and find that. Use our link and get your hands on the hottest and most authentic WWE apparel and gear that you can find around. All right, so we're talking WWE. All right, it's like, which one do you want to talk about first? Well, maybe let's start with the one that happens first. Saturday, 8 a.m. while you're slaying the fish. WWE will be going live with with Crown Jewel, headlined by the 2 Crown Jewel Championship matches. The world champions of each respective brand will face off in a one-on-one match to determine who is the ultimate Crown Jewel champion. And when it comes to all of that, like when it comes down to what does this mean, yada yada, not in the grand scheme of things, nothing. All right, it really means more for Saudi Arabia and like their kind of multiverse of wrestling. Like that's gonna be like their King of the Ring. I feel like that's what it is. So let it be. The stories this year of what we're getting are good enough to where I don't need something to be on the line. Okay, and I'll start with the eventual main event, Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Now, Cody Rhodes does not need to win this match. Seth Rollins needs to win this match because Seth Rollins and the Vision need to be taken a little bit more serious. They need to be taken a little bit more serious on Raw. Even though he is world champion, got beat by CM Punk and his wife. Roman Reigns is still causing a ruckus to the Bronsons and still a thorn in your ass. you don't have everything under control. What's going on here? You need to win so that you can solidify that your vision is what is next for the future of WWE. And that you're the true QB1. Very villainous, but yada yada, whatever. And with that match, you need Rollins to win. So that's my number one prediction there, is that Seth Rollins is the men's crown jewel champion. Seth Rollins needs to establish himself as the top champion in WWE. If Cody Rhodes were to win, throw that all out. It's going to be a real uphill battle to reel fans back in to what you're trying to tell, the story you're trying to tell with this. I'm not a fan. I would not be a fan. I will not be a fan if Seth Rollins loses. Okay. And I like Cody Rhodes. This isn't like, I don't like, he's not someone that I like or have, disdain towards. I don't. I love Cody Rhodes. But sometimes just because you love someone doesn't mean it's the right decision, So it needs to be Seth Rollins, the way the story's going, all that stuff. The next Crown Jewel Championship match, all right, that what we got is Stephanie McMahon, the Raw Women's World Champion, taking on Tiffany Stratton, the WWE Women's World Champion. And this is one of those matches where it's not like, it doesn't have the stakes that Steph Cody does. It's just going to be a good match. Okay, it's the two best women. Let me take that back. It may not be the best, but it is the two respective champions that are going to put on a good match. That's really what it is. There doesn't need to be a story there at this point. They're two of WWE's youngest talents, newest talents, we'll say. Rising stars. I think it's a better phrase to use. And that's what you want for this show and what these stakes are. It's basically just another King of the Ring. I've thought this out for a while. I really have thought this out for a while, that Triple H is really trying to mold his own WWE. We had the past with Vince and he created his version. Now this is Triple H's version. Triple H's version doesn't need to have everything from Vince's. It needs to have the core principles, absolutely. Like what the X's, we'll say, compared to both the X's and O's, the intangibles, all that stuff. But when it comes to the events that you're throwing and the different things that you're doing, the different partnerships at this point that you're making, that's all to enhance your era. And I'm a big fan of what he's doing there. So if this is the case and we're going to eliminate King of the Ring and Crown Jewel will now replace that, fine with me. I believe there should be some sort of tournament like that. And the King of the Ring, it's just these tournaments, I like to watch them for the actual wrestling. Very rarely there is a time where it's built. I don't know. I really like the matches during it. So I'll leave it there before I royal ramble on and on about some nonsense. So right now I got Seth Rollins and Stephanie McMahon being your Crown Jewel champions. Do you agree with me? Let me know. Just leave a voicemail. Speakpipe.com/official house show. So I got that one too. Next up, it is the Samoan street fight in Australia. Bronson Reed taking on Roman Reigns. This goes back to what I said about Seth Rollins needing to win to establish his future, his vision coming true. And basically, what it is. He needs to have this title. I'm going to take this off. Hold on. I got it. He needs this. We need to start taking the vision a lot more serious. And Bronson Reed winning is necessary for that as well. So he needs to beat the holy shit, like the ever living shit out of Roman Reigns. He already had him wheeled off on a stretcher after Clash in Paris, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that was the pay-per-view. And they brought it up on Monday that no one in his family ever was stretchered out, which I'm calling malarkey. I have a feeling Rikishi was stretchered out, had to, between getting chokeslammed off the cell into a pile of hay or the massacre that Steve Austin, the pool of his own blood, essentially, that Stone Cold left him in after Survivor Series 2000, when it was Stone Cold's first match back after his injury when he was run over. Everyone's like, who did it? Who did it? And then it comes out that Rikishi did it. And everyone's like, well, Rikishi, why'd you do it? Rikishi's like, I did it for The Rock. And The Rock's like, what do you fuck me for? What are you talking about? I didn't say shit. We all thought that's where DJ's acting really started. Like, oh, maybe he's Hollywood there. No, he really didn't do it. You know who did it? Triple H. Triple H put Rikishi up to it. And because of that, Rikishi was taken on a stretcher. I'm 90% sure. I want to fact check on that. Call him bullshit. But anyway, will there be stretchers in this? I have no idea. I have no fucking idea. I would like to see tables be broken. I really would. I would like to see stairs be used. I want them to go all around the arena. And this is something that really does not get utilized enough in WWE. It does in AEW because they can do it with where they're at. With WWE, they could not do it the way AEW does it. However, it's still possible to be done. They just need to fight all along the arena and do crazy spots. You don't need to go they need to do it more, is what I'm saying. So, I truly believe that they need to go across the whole arena. Just fight everywhere. And honestly, I don't understand why they have street fights if there's no false count anywhere. Why is there no false count anywhere if it's a street fight? I want to see this end outside the ring. The only way of it, that's what I want, not what I think. And what I think is going to happen is that Bronson Reed hits Roman Reigns with over under 6.5 tsunamis. That man is going to tsunami the shit out of Roman Reigns to the fact where the island of relevancy is going to be underwater. It might as well be over there with Atlantis. Who knows? I got Bronson Reed in this one, and if he doesn't win, I don't know what the vision looks like. The vision's looking blurry. The vision is looking blurry if Bronson Reed doesn't win. And if Seth loses, oh hell. Dude, we got get your canes. Get your canes and your dogs. Because you're gonna need it as you're blind as a bat. You ain't got no vision. No effing vision. All right. What's the next up? Oh yeah, there's no KB. Next up we got, for one final time, John Cena taking on AJ Styles. This is the match I am looking forward to the most, for obvious reasons. I would not be the wrestling fan that I am today without these two men. And actually, this is crazy. This is like hasn't hit me till now, but these two dudes shaped my wrestling fandom. They were the two faces of the promotions I fell in love with for completely different reasons. John Cena was the cool guy, the superhero. You wanted to look like him. He could do everything. He was it was awesome. But it was more power. He looked the part. He's a big, jacked up dude. Yeah, you see me wanting these? Yeah, John Cena's like out to here. All right. Like, dude wore a headband on his bicep. All right. You get the picture. And he was beating people that way. And then never give up all that. But what AJ Styles was doing in TNA at that time was revolutionary in the sense that he was doing things no one's ever seen before. Spinal tap. The Styles Clash being probably to this day one of the coolest finishing moves in wrestling history. You have him doing crazy high risk maneuvers. For God's sake, the bump that he took in the Ultimate X match, where he basically landed on his neck. Like, just crazy, dude. Crazy. And those guys are the reason that TNA and WWE have a partnership. And before the partnership happened, you need to test the waters with AJ Styles being in WWE. And how'd that go? Because he's the anti-Vince guy. Vince in his mind has 1,000 AJ Styles. But there's only one phenomenal one. And they have probably one of the best feuds of 2016. The beat up John Cena with the club was awesome. They put on banger match after banger match. Their 2019 2000 Rumble WWE Championship match, where Cena ends up tying Ric Flair's all-time record, is one of my favorite matches to this day. And it restored the feeling back. It restored the feeling back into my fandom. And that's what this is all about. Is keeping that feeling alive. And they did that. And they're going to do it one final time on Saturday. You want a prediction? I said Cena because, Sarah and I did predictions over it. No Nights Off on YouTube. Go check that out as well. And I said Cena, but the real winner is us. I'll pander. Pander Pits. Pander. But really it's us. We win. We're the ones who got this match to happen. With tweeting. One more time, please. One more time. His heel run's been shit. We want this match. Please. And then Papa Paul listened. So thank you, Triple H. And To my fellow WWE fans, we did it. And then the last match on this card, we got Rhea Ripley taking on Io Sky. All right. No. Kyle, can you edit this? Sorry. Edit this part out. We're going to start. It's late, man. All right, so start now. And finally, we got Rhea Ripley, the hometown gal, teaming up with Io Sky to take on the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. To me, it just feels inevitable to have Rhea Ripley win in front of the hometown crowd. Asuka and Kairi have been a pain in their ass for the past month for the same but different reason. Io, it's a little more personal. She's losing her family. Those are her sisters. Side by side. Damage Control. The glory days. When Io was WWE champion. And now they left her. And but if we want to go before that and why Rhea's involved, Asuka was really acting weird towards Io. Basically trying to gaslight her. It felt like, if I want to use a Gen Z term. Gaslighting her and making her feel guilty about having friends outside of the Kabuki Warriors. And Rhea was sick of how Asuka was treating Io because they're good friends. They're allies. They're wrestling soulmates, it feels like. So they're going to be close. Asuka doesn't like that. Asuka doesn't want anyone getting too close to her family. So they're going to duke it out. And they need to get payback for the mist. They need to get payback for Asuka spraying mist on them. Like, could you imagine getting that mist in your eyes? Like, I don't know if that burns. Like, why? Oh, they just, they feel like pepper spray. I would like to know what that feels like. Let me know in the comments below. Maybe if we get 200 followers, I'll take some Great Muda mist or Asuka mist to the face for the house. So, what else do we have? Because that was that show. So that's Crown Jewel. That's Crown Jewel. I am excited for it. It's these times. It's these times where it's early in the morning. It's not at the standard time we're used to. It gives me such an appreciation and respect for the English crew, the international. Well, it's the Cultaholic, What Culture, which I grew up on watching on YouTube. It's those dudes that I have such a respect for now because they were getting up at all hours of the night watching these PLEs. Or maybe they went out, maybe it's like a midnight, 1:00 start time. You go out, you have your night, and then you come back home, and that's when you watch it. And that's a long night. But the only people who do that type of shit are diehard wrestling fans. And there's no more of diehard wrestling fans than the British to me. So shout out to What Culture and Cultaholic. Because those dudes are like, I gain such a respect for them, and I'll even generalize it a little bit more with the international crowd watching wrestling. We were so blessed for years growing up. It was at 7:00, 8:00, primetime television. So it was easy for us. And then what happens? What happens after that? You watch it and then go to bed. It followed suit. Well, if you're watching internationally, if it starts at 3 a.m., All right, now it's time to go to bed. The sun is rising. What are you like? How that fucks your mind and body up so bad, you know? It's just weird. So I have such respect for them. I really do. It is. No, it's not. It's not time yet for my predictions. You know why? You see this? See this little pose I'm doing? I can never get the. Okay, so it's this way. See the little. That says 47. All right, and for my luchadors and luchadoras, 47. Un compañía de ropa clothing company that is partnered up with us, and they're the reason that we have the one of one house show hat. Once we get more peeps in the house, we can hand them out as party favors, but we have to have more peeps in the chat, and you got to leave a voicemail, speakpipe.com/official house show to place your order. All right. So and we thank 47 for all the apparel they have. It's incredible. They had this. They have sports, nice graphic sports t-shirts that you can wear. T-shirts. They have nice jackets, hoodies, you name it, they have it to rep your team in a fashionable way on game day. So go click our link in the description too and get your 47 apparel. Get ready for game day while looking, styling, and profiling. 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo! All right, TNA time. TNA time. Bound for Glory. I will be live for this show. Spoiler alert, it's more than 5 matches. It's not the Papa Paul special. We have more than 5 matches, and I am muy excited for this show. And I've never been to a TNA show. I've never been to any TNA show. I've been to multiple WWE, my fair share of indies, and AEW even. Blood and Guts when they came to the Garden. That was sick. TNA will be the newest promotion to check off. I do wish I got to see him with the 6-side ring, but maybe now we just got to take a trip to Mexico to see that in AAA. So, first match that I have right here is the main event. I said it on No Nights Off. I'll say it here. I'll say it over at the Fish Pier, and I'll say it in Lowell on Sunday. That if Mike Santana does not walk out of the Saga Center as TNA World Champion, we are going to have un gran problema. We're going to have a big problem. I don't see how at this point you don't put the strap on him. Trick Williams has done his job. Trick Williams has done a fantastic job with the TNA World Championship and being the first. He was the first champion first superstar, W superstar to win a TNA championship. And what it's done for the storyline and friction for TNA and NXT's working relationship has been great. It's been must-watch television. Showdown last week was A+. Maybe on a fan side, I didn't agree with certain people winning, but that's the fan side. From a wrestling mind, it was great. It did a job. It did a job well. And so we need a new, fresh face as champion. TNA was struggling to find an identity. Let me back up. TNA is trying to scratch into being looked at as a major player in the game. And this partnership has been a way to get them eyes so that they can be, treated as such. Mike Santana can lead that next chapter into getting you that TV deal, into getting you everything you wanted and more. He's compelling. His in-ring stuff speaks for itself, but he's captivating. The captivation is the number one thing to me. And at this point, I'm just giving you a peanut butter and fluff sandwich. Mike Santana is walking out TNA World Champion on Sunday. I guarantee it. So it's that. Steve Macklin versus Frankie Kazarian for the TNA International Championship. I put Macklin, but yeah, I'm putting Macklin. I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm just gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna go Steve Macklin. I love him. He's such a dog in the ring, hard hitter. His matches with Jake Something over the past few weeks were awesome. I want to see more of him on television. And to me, the Frankie Kazarian title, get putting the strap on him, feels like it was for Showdown, so that you can have all your champions in one match to highlight them. And if that's the case, do what you got to do. All right. I can look the other way. I'm not going to react like the IWC and freak out. All right. I see the bigger picture, and Frankie Kazarian deserves it. But now it's Steve Macklin's time to have a little run with that. Like he could, I want to see stuff like an open challenge of similarly to what Sami Zayn is doing on SmackDown. But it's just, instead of younger talent to put him over and whatnot, it's just Steve Macklin just having dogfights with everyone on the roster, like a something. I have the TNA roster up here. You know, no, because it'll be that champion. Eddie Edwards would be good. Like a Matt Cardona tries to go for the title. Moose, because that's a title Moose I don't think has ever had, and needs to face the franchise. Like Moose and Steve Macklin would go so hard. That would just be a hard hitting fight. All right. Tessa Blanchard versus Gia Miller, which is the most nonsensical match on the card for sure. A little backstory here is that Tessa Blanchard attacked Gia Miller after the pay-per-view before Victory Road. I think it was Slammiversary that she attacked her after the match, and then was suspended indefinitely, and then came back, attacked Gia Miller again, and yeah, and then it set up this match. Gia Miller is not a wrestler. She is the backstage interviewer. So, for simple context here, it would be like a Maria Kanellis getting in the ring with American, like at this point, like a Rhea Ripley. But I'm saying like young Maria Kanellis, not her veteran or whatnot, like a young, or like a Terry Reynolds. I think that's a better. Yeah. Yeah, that's a better comparison. Is like if Terry Reynolds got in the ring with Rhea Ripley. It just not good. Not good at all. However, it could end up being a pretty decent match. Tessa Blanchard is one of the most talented female wrestlers in the world, regardless of her controversial past. It's facts are facts. She is one of the most talented women's wrestlers in the world. And there is story here because they had a past together. They travel the road together. They've been friends in the business for years now. There's something here, and I want to see the range of Gia Miller's skill set because that'll be telling if it's going to lean into more of a fight and match instead of a story in the ring. If that makes sense. I have Tessa by a mile. The Demiante, whatever Nick moniker is. I got her. And then you got to go back. We're going to travel backwards because this match has been announced for the Countdown show, pre-show, Tomato Potato. The Inspiration taking on the Elegance brand. I got Inspiration retaining. Okay. The Elegance brand seems like they're going to be closing up shop pretty soon with the sudden announcement of Ash by Elegance, her walking away from wrestling. I'm 90% sure, so that's why I'm going to say allegedly it's career ending. And there's no specifics why that have been reported or even spoken through her mouth. It's sad. It's really sad because Ash by Elegance was really coming into her own in TNA after leaving WWE. And there was legs with the Elegance brand. There was legs there. They had something. Their version of Luther, the bald, just chihuahua sounding ass. I don't like him. Like he annoys me, which means he's doing a good job. He's doing his job. I don't know that maybe they go and we'll bump up Maggie Lewis or I think it's her name. Maggie. I know it's Maggie. Bump her up, make her into a single star because the other one is like a 4 foot. She is so tiny. She's good in the ring, moves, athletic, all that, but make her like build it around her. We'll see. But those are suggestions. Whatever. Listen to me, don't listen to me, whatever. All right. Next up, Kalani Jordan taking on Indy Hartwell for the TNA Knockouts World Championship, and two former WWE NXT talent fighting for a TNA championship again. It's sad that the Knockouts division does not have any stars right now. When Jordan Grace left, that was massive hit. Like a massive hit. And with the allegations of Masha Slamovich's domestic abuse stuff, that would seem like to me that was the obvious to be champion. But now they had to pivot into this direction, and I'm liking where this is going. Kalani versus Indy is going to be a very good, fine match. My prediction is that Kalani retains. One, because it has been since Victory Road, which was like 3 weeks ago. And two, because Indy Hartwell's championship win should not be under these circumstances. I want Indy Hartwell to have a battle, an uphill climb to try and capture the Knockouts Women's Championship. You need to have her going through the ringer because that's how you make a star. And she's got a little bit of the following already. It just needs to be the screen time. She's already been in the ring with Tessa Blanchard and crushed it. Came from the Performance Center. I'm telling you, it seems too good to pass up. Too good to pass up. I got her. Next up is the Collier Shop Battle Royal. So for anyone who doesn't know what the Collier Shop Battle Royal is, it's essentially what is the Collier Shop? I don't know the rules of it. Because here's the thing. I don't know the rules of it. No, hold on. We're on the TNA website right now. Why would we not just go to the read more and give us the rules and regulations. So TNA's official website says the career-altering Call Your Shot Gauntlet returns at the biggest event of the year, with TNA's brightest stars facing off for a championship opportunity of their choosing, anytime, anywhere. Recently on Impact, Mace Warner eliminated Laylee Ling in a qualifier battle royal, earning the coveted 20 spot in the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. By virtue of that being the last competitor eliminated, Lee must now enter the match at the disadvantage number 1 spot. So there's 20 superstars coming in at certain times, and the winner of that match gets a world title shot or a title shot of their choosing, it seems like, whenever they want. Money in the bank, so to speak. The names that have been announced already are the Nemeth brothers, Nick and Ryan, Cedric Alexander, Matt Cardona, Mariah Sade, Eric Young, Zaya Brookside, Jake Something, AJ Francis, the Hometown Man, and Danny Luna. So there's always surprises too. All right, there's some surprises that can be in that match. So I got AJ Francis. His heel work is too good right now. And when you think of anyone in that match who would benefit the most with just talking about having a title shot and can milk anything out of just talking about getting an opportunity instead of actually fighting for it, it's AJ Francis. Like the VIP section stuff he's doing, top notch. It's great. And with the champion, I mean, I'm speaking into existence, but with the champion being Mike Santana, you need to have a heel to go up against him. That would be AJ Francis. It'd be a perfect number 1 feud, hands down. So I got him. System versus Order 4. So the system is Eddie and Alicia Edwards, Moose, and Kurt Hawkins. Is it? No, Brian Myers. Wow, I used his WWE surname. Oh, that was tough. Brian Myers taking on Order 4, Mustafa Ali's faction. And it's going to be war. That's what they're billing it as. It's just going to be warfare. I got the system. I'm a big fan of the system. Ali lost on Tuesday to Ethan Page. Maybe he can eat another loss. So who knows? The match I'm looking forward to the most. Dark horse for match of the night. Javon Evans versus Leon Slater for the X Division Championship. There's going to be so much action in this match. This match is going to be high-paced, fast-paced, high risk. A lot of jumping off of stuff. We're going to see a lot of flips. We're going to see a lot of quick moves, quick combos, whatnot. I'm telling you, like, they're going to put on an instant classic in that ring, and I cannot wait for it. I got Leon Slater retaining. It seems like to me that they are about to strap a rocket on him and launch him into the stars, and dropping it to Javon Evans right now. It makes no sense at all. So okay. And then the final match of Bound for Glory for one last time. The Hardy Boys take on Team 3D, Bubba and Devon Dudley in a tables match for the TNA, and it seems like newly crowned, so throw it in there too, NXT Tag Team Championship. And okay, I love this match. I love this being the last time, because the first time that they ever faced off in a tag team title match was in a tables match at the Royal Rumble in Madison Square Garden. And now their last match against one another will be a tables match for insert company here, tag team championship. It's really cool how wrestling can do that. And the history that these two teams have, it speaks for itself. It's long, illustrious. The accolades go on and on and on and on and on, and they go on and on and on. If you ask anyone who the greatest tag team to ever exist is, 95% of your answers are going to be one of these two teams. They paved the way. They are the reason for teams like the Usos. They are the reason for teams like the Motor City Machine Guns. They are the reason for a team like the Young Bucks. They walked so we could run. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to think about that I'm gonna see the Hardys and Dudleys retirement, and I've fully accepted the fact that it's probably not gonna be a 5-star classic. It's gonna get rough at times. I know. I watched Bully Ray get squashed by Zillifa too, so I'm prepared for that, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't, because the nostalgia feels already there. It's going to be exactly what the fans want, and that's what TNA is about. So I can't wait for it. I'm stoked, fucking stoked about this show. I'm stoked about Crown Jewel. Stoked about it all, man. Are you stoked? Are you excited for it? Well, just let me know if you're excited for it by leaving me a voicemail, speakpipe.com/official house show. Leave me a voicemail about anything, past, present, or the future of pro wrestling. You ask it, I answer it. It's as simple as that. Let's get the trend going and get the trend of following us on all social media platforms. Follow us on all social media platforms. It's on Instagram, Official House Show, on Twitter, X, whatever you're calling it. It is at Real House Show. If go to, give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, leave us a rating. That really helps with engagement. Hit subscribe and the bell notification to know every time we go live here and post new content, because that's coming. Brand new channel means brand new doors opening and brand new things to see and do. So that's what I'm going to do. And in the words of Kenny Omega, I bid you adieu. Good night and good luck. Bang. Thank you for tuning into this edition of the House Show. God bless. And remember that you can do it. All you got to do is try. Oh, yeah. And live Moss if you want to.